My Lord Mayor, United Nations Secretary General, Executive Director, and distinguished guests. It is an honor to welcome you to the inauguration ceremony of United Nations International Training Center for Authorities and Leaders, CIFAL, City of London. I consider myself very fortunate as I work in two sectors that have a profound effect on people's lives: the maritime industry and education. This is why I'm pleased to tell you that CIFAL, City of London, will be fully dedicated to build capacity in the maritime sector. Ships and shipping are absolutely essential to the lives of everyone on the planet. Almost everything you see around you has been touched by the maritime industry, in one way or the other. Raw materials, component parts, finished goods, fuel, and food are all moved around the world by ships. During 2018, over 95,000 merchant ships carried a record 11 billion tons of cargo. When you factor in the distance traveled, estimates say shipping was responsible for 58,000 billion ton miles. Shipping carries more than 90% of the world trade, largely because ships have superiority over all other forms of transport when it comes to carrying massive quantities of cargoes cost-effectively, efficiently, cleanly, and safely. Every one of us owes a debt of gratitude to the maritime industry. In addition, I would like to highlight the importance of education to every one of us. Education is a fundamental human right of every woman, man, and child, regardless of their location and nationality. Having access to good quality education has the power to change a person's life. As Nelson Mandela said, it is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And yet, about 258 million children and youth were out of school in 2018. During COVID-19 school closures, 90% of all students were kept out of school, reversing years of progression on education. Remote learning remains out of reach for 500 million students. In 2018, some 773 million adults, 2/3 of whom are women, remained illiterate in terms of reading and writing skills. 200 million children will still be out of school in 2030. This needs to change. In 1987, the United Nations Brundtland Commission defined sustainability as meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. United Nations' 17 Sustainable Development Goals are designed to be a blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all, with the aim to end poverty, reduce inequality, improve health and education. I now have the great honor and privilege of becoming the Executive Director of CIFAL, City of London, the city being one of the world's most prominent centers of influence on the world economy and global hub for maritime issues, and one of the world's capitals when it comes to excellence in education. CIFAL, City of London's mission is to offer training opportunities and exchange of best practices, tools and strategies in partnership with local and regional authorities, international organizations, private sector, and civil society, to support the improvement of decision-making processes through leadership of the implementation of innovative solutions that strengthen capacity at local level, to make decisions and develop innovations which encourage sustainable development, which in turn will facilitate the achievement of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals of the 2030 Agenda. CIFAL, City of London, will especially focus on the maritime industry to build capacity in the maritime issues while working towards the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. I would like to present my sincere appreciation and gratitude to Right Honourable Lord Mayor for his kind support and being the patron of today's inauguration ceremony. We also have the distinguished honour of the presence of United Nations Assistant Secretary General, Mr. Nikhil Seth today, along with Division Director at United Nations Institute of Training and Research Center, Mr. Alex Meiha. Thank you for your trust in us and our beloved city to become the 25th CIFAL Center of the world. You have my commitment and that of the university that I represent to make the new CIFAL Center one of the best centers in the CIFAL global network. We also have with us in the room today one of the pioneers to achieve a sustainable planet, Mr. Guy Fennell, founder and chief executive of MyPura Baby Products. Thank you for being with us and your very recent generous contribution that will support the lives of 10 of our students to gain Master of Science in Sustainability in Practice at MLA College. I would also like to thank all my colleagues at MLA College for their excellent teamwork and Mr. Enver Yücel, President of BAU Global, for his continuous support to all our endeavors within our studies. Thank you for sharing today with us, and we look forward to working with you all to achieve a better world for all.